Joining us now are two Pennsylvania voters, Israel Cruz and Antoine Gist. Antoine, let's start with you. Congressman Clyburn says that Biden is not losing support with black voters. Do you agree with that?
Thank you, Laura, for having me on. Biden is losing the streets, as they would say, in Philly. All the internet is talking about it. You know, they have to actually drum up support to actually protest against Trump coming here tomorrow. But I met President Trump last week in Detroit, a very warm, comforting man, and I really believe that people are waking up. The scales are coming off of their eyes.
Israel, why did you shift to Republican, identify yourself as a Republican, after you voted mostly Democrat during your lifetime?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in New York and Philadelphia, and that's all we were told is, vote Democrat, vote Democrat, vote Democrat, and so you don't understand why. But once you start seeing what the media says and where you're living at, and there's no correlation going on there, like the media is lying. So what else do I not trust? And that's the problem. I started not trusting them. I started not trusting the Democrats. And then I started looking into things myself. And I saw that when they spoke, they were lying. And when I saw the Republican Party is supposedly for the rich and the Democrats are for the poor. Why do I want to be for the poor? I wanted to move my family forward. I wanted to propel myself. And that's all they wanted us to do is take that little meal ticket, welfare checks, whatever. And he said, no, we're not going to do that in my family.
Yeah, I like that analysis, although most of the billionaires are still supporting Biden. Most of them, not all, but most of them, because they like to keep wages low in the United States. Antoine, I know you voted for Hillary back in 2016. You started looking at Trump's politics more closely. You shifted to him in 2020, and a lot of people don't know this, but in Philadelphia, although of course Hillary won handily, Trump picked up more voters, and he picked up a third ward in Northeast Philly. I think it was the 58th ward. So there's obviously a lot of room to grow for Trump, but people are citing the way he's been treated by the legal system as yet another reason for African American voters to take interest in his campaign. Do you see that as a possible plus for him?
I do see that because Trump is being looked at as the underdog. He's being looked at as the person who's being persecuted. And, Philadelphia, we're home of Rocky, the Vince Papale story. So we're always rooting for the underdog. So that's why Trump is really resonating with a lot of Philadelphians.
Israel, do you think this visit by Trump is going to matter in the end? Every trip to a blue city by a Republican, it's not been done in a long, long time. But what does it say to the voters on the ground?
It says exactly what I wanted, what I would do myself. If you want the people to know that you care about them, you show up. That's what family does. That's what friends do. When you show up, you're telling them, I'm here for you. And when you don't, you're telling them exactly, who cares? Who cares about you?
Amazing.
So yes, it will.
Israel, Antoine, we could talk all night. Thank you so much. I'm fascinated by what's happening in Philadelphia and in Pennsylvania. Hey, Sean Hannah.
Now we're going to pick up this other story where down in Chicago, the Latinos told the black African Americans that Biden is sending migrants there to replace them. Let's get into that video.
Black Americans of Chicago, this is directed at you. In a speech Biden made a while back, he said that the majority in America soon will be Latino. He didn't say black. He didn't say Asian or white or anything. He said Latino. That's why millions and millions of lighter-skinned Latino illegal aliens are being allowed in. And many of them are being sent to black communities so they can slowly start to replace y'all. You need to wake up, man. I'm from Texas. I'm from a border town. I have relatives who are border patrol and who are in law enforcement. They were being given $5,000 upon entry into this country. And as soon as they got to their destination and settled in, they were being given $1,200 a month to $1,400 a month, plus free food stamps, free housing, free medical, free dental, and they even get free college. You can research it. They get free college, illegal aliens, but you get nothing. You get nothing. You need to wake up, man. Stop voting for the Democrats. In some cases, it's already too late. I'm good. I'm Latino, man. I don't have to worry about being replaced. I'm Latino. But you have to wake up. In some cases, it's already too late. Millions of these people will never leave. Okay? They will never leave. And the Democrats don't need your vote anymore. They don't need your vote anymore, man. They used you for your vote, and they already got millions of new voters, man. And they don't need you anymore. And I'm telling you, man, you better wake up. Better stop voting Democrat. You better wake up. Latinos for Trump. And I'm telling you, man, you better wake up. Better stop voting Democrat. You better wake up. Latinos for Trump, 2024.
As you heard on this video, this man is warning black Americans, especially a lot of black Americans in Chicago. And you know, a lot of black Americans in Chicago has had a lot of issues and problems with Mayor Brandon Johnson just giving all of their resources to a lot of these migrants that come in from Latin America. He specifically pointed out, he said light-skinned Latin American people, light-skinned Latinos. Because we know in Latin America, that's people that look like me. And if you black, look like you in Latin America. And I've been saying that. Have you noticed only these lighter skinned, close to white ones are coming over? Where's all the black people? There's a lot of black people in Latin America. And you mean to tell me the black people aren't coming up here? Only them? That's done by design. Because you know Biden, we all know Biden's a racist. We know that. Look at it, what happened when the Haitians tried to come up here. Biden said, get your behind right on out of here and get back to Port-au-Prince. You not coming in here. You black Latinos, you not coming in here. We only want the ones, like this man said, the lighter skinned Latinos. That's the ones we want here. And he said, they papering them up. They giving them resources out of our tax dollars. Out of our tax dollars. Now, the Democrat Party, what they're banking on is what this man said, importing millions upon millions of millions of people and stacking them on top of us in the cities and turning them into voters. Now, when it comes to Latinos, they don't believe in flat Hispanicness. They don't believe in that. They delineate. Mexicans don't like to be called Puerto Ricans. That's delineation. Puerto Ricans don't want to be called Colombians. That's delineation. They all delineate. They're not around each other like that. They say they separate people, separate countries, separate culture. No different than how we're delineating. So when you see this man talking like this, you would think, well, why would he say this to black Americans? It benefits him, all these people coming in. Actually, it don't. Because 9 times out of 10, if he lives in a border town, he's Mexican. There's a lot of Mexicans that's been here in Texas who are citizens who do not want all those Colombians and Ecuadorians and Guatemalans and El Salvadorians and all these different people coming from Latin America. They don't want them to come here. Because some of them say, well, you know what? We didn't get them kind of resources when we first came over here. We had to work. We had to get it out of the mud. When Biden get in office, he literally handed them cell phones, money. They go in the cities. They've been handed. Look, you remember Brandon Johnson was talking about he was going to pay the rent for these migrants for 6 months? But you got black Americans on the streets of Chicago? Like that is an outrage. And you wonder why a lot of black Americans in Chicago say, hey man, where Trump at? It is not that they like Republicans like that. That's what some of you people don't understand. It's not that they like the Republican Party. They're talking about Trump himself, his policy, not all the Republican Party. Now you got somebody say, you know, I'm gonna vote Republican now, right? But it's more so because of Trump's policy. If you live in Chicago and this man's telling you, because he's on a border town, we know Greg Abbott is shipping them everywhere because he don't want them here. They're in Chicago getting all your resources, but when you talk about you need reparations, when you need help for rent, when you got our brothers and sisters homeless on the streets, right now in Chicago, okay, it's warm. But when it gets cold again, it won't take that long for it to get cold again in Chicago. And shout out to Chicago. I love Chicago. And my brothers and sisters out there. I got to get back to Chicago and do another series of interviews with some brothers and sisters out there. But when you get when our brothers and sisters are in the cold weather in Chicago, they was on the streets while the migrants was in shelter. And Biden did say that basically They bringing him in, and it's going to be more of them than us. He did say that. He's not lying. And he said to the civil rights bootlicks, you won't have to start working with them because there's more of them than y'all. Well, it's not natural. You're flooding the zone with them. And that's not going to end well, because this is the thing. What you Democrats don't understand about the Latino community, and I'm going to say all of them, they don't support Democrat policies for the most part due to their religion. The majority of Latinos are Catholic. Y'all pushing LGBT and abortion, most Catholics are not down for that. I'm talking about devout Catholics in Latin America. They're not down for that. If somebody's LGBT, they got to keep that to themselves. But the national religion in Latin America is Catholic. And these, you have some Latinos that vote Democrat, and let's say these new ones would vote just to get citizenship or something, right? But the moment they get in good in this country, guess who they voting for? Republicans. Africans, they vote Republicans. Why? Because in their countries, they have more of a conservative lifestyle. In America, we have Babylon. And that is totally against what a lot of Latinos are used to living in their homelands. You understand what I'm saying? So this man is saying, Black America, wake up. Cause we've been saying it. But like some people are saying about this video, well, will y'all listen now that this Latino man is telling you to wake your behind up? Will some of you listen now when he's telling you that he's from a border town? And those border towns in Texas are like little Mexico, literally. He's telling you what's going on. Will you get it? Or you still going to follow the silliness? Mm-hmm. Are you going to still follow that? Or are you still worried about if Republicans are paying me or not? Are you worried about that? And I had somebody recently write me about that, and I say, yeah, if you say that to me, I'm gonna block you because you're lying, and I don't play with people lying on me. You can disagree with me, but don't lie on me, okay? So if you say that crap in my comment section, I catch you, I'm blocking you, because we gotta act like some adults here. Just be adults. We can disagree, but be adults. Don't lie. This man say Latinos for Trump. There will be a lot of Latinos voting for Trump in 2024. Because a lot of Latinos don't like where the country going either. Black America, we got to stop playing games, man. I told y'all, in 2024, you got to make a decision. I know as of right now, a lot of Black Americans are going to choose the couch. I understand that. Some Black Americans going to vote for Trump. And unfortunately, some Black Americans are going to vote for Biden. Unfortunately. But I believe the couch will be the winner of the 2024 election, at least with the Black community. But if you're in Chicago, you're probably going to vote more Trump, because you don't want migrants being stacked on you another 4 years. See, some of you that's defending Biden, they haven't put no migrants on your city. Every city that migrants have been put in, most of them people saying they don't want it there. Even Democrat cities like New York City, they don't want them there. Those people, and they bleeding heart liberals, they don't want them there, because they're taking resources that belong to the citizens of New York. And these dudes out here committing crimes. On top of that, I've been saying, you cannot have a bunch of men, young men, walking around with nothing to do. That is a recipe for disaster. Period. If you're going to have these men around, you better put them behind to work 12 hours a day. That way they get off, they tired, they just want to shower, food, and go to sleep. So they can get back, they behind right back up and go work again. That's what you have. That's what you got to do with young men. You can't give them a bunch of free time to roam around. Yeah, they're going to get involved in some criminality. Of course, they ain't got nothing to do. It's like they said, the idle mind's a devil's playground. And that's been a problem. Y'all got to be military-age males running around in the cities and not even working. Yet Black Americans saying, hey, where's our reparations? Hey, we ain't got it. We can't do that. It's politically impossible. But it wasn't politically impossible to import 7 million people in this country? People. Not giving checks. People. That's not politically impossible. That's why anybody in their right mind in the Black community, I'm going to say, voting for Biden,
It's a
You
fool.
silly, and you'll sell out at this point.
Yeah.
I respect you more if you chose the couch. You ain't got to vote for Trump, but I respect you more if you chose the couch.
The champ is here. Alright, this is my shit right here. The champ is here. This shit is crazy. The evil genius scream.